Hello everyone, patching into today's video. We're going to have a look at weather for the next week to 10 days, or today's video, which will take us into the early part of March. We go to around the 4th of March, day 10. And it looks like things are going to be getting colder in the coming days. It's going to be staying very unsettled. Yes, we'll keep bringing areas of low pressure in from off the Atlantic, but at the same time, the jet stream is going to be shifting southwards. I've been talking about in the videos over the past few days. Jet stream shifting southwards, placing us on the cold side of the jet. And so as these areas of low pressure come in from off the Atlantic, they will engage with the jet stream and the cold air. And we could well see the risk of not only heavy rain, but also snow coming into mix. There has been some snow already today across the northern parts of the country. Scotland and North East England had a bit of a snow event overnight and this morning. Most of that has now started petering out. But it's indicative of the kind of weather we're going to be getting over the next few days. So it's going to be quite an interesting video, and I'll talk you through everything that's going on very shortly. We're going to begin though with the latest observations from XC Weather. But just to say that if you're enjoying the videos at the moment, then please like on the videos, let us know that you're enjoying the videos by giving us a thumbs up. Also, share videos if you can, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Trying to get sub count up. So, big thank you to everybody for doing all of that stuff. Right, so here we go with the latest observations at XC Weather. Big temperature contrast today. So, we've got a maximum temperature, a low maximum temperature of 0 degrees just there at Aboyne. At Aboyne, temperatures have not yet risen above freezing. And there's been snow around, of course, as well. But in complete contrast, we've also had temperatures of 14 degrees, that's 57 Fahrenheit, flashing away there at Doncaster. And in between, of course, there's been a lot of heavy rain and also snow as well. So a real north-south split. We've got Cosford Royal Air Force Base there at 13 degrees, East Midlands Airport at 12, Church Lawford at 12, Andrewsfield at 10. Actually a little bit cooler down in the south because it's still pouring with rain, but where the rain has cleared, it's brightened up through sort of the Midlands and parts of Yorkshire. Temperatures really are very, very mild there. But going further north still, then we're running into those cold temperatures. So, for example, at Newcastle, it's just 2 degrees, yet at Doncaster, not really all that far away, it's 14 degrees. Absolutely tremendous temperature difference over a very, very short area, really. Going further north into Scotland, as I've already said, barely above freezing. Strathallan's at 2 degrees. We've got Aboyne at freezing, Tulloch Bridge at just 1 Celsius, and it's cold in Northern Ireland too. We've got Belfast only at 5 degrees and Loch Fee at 3 degrees. These colder temperatures will be heading southwards overnight tonight. That's going to set us up for a chilly old couple of days on Tuesday and Wednesday. Central temperature is currently looking like this for February. So we're standing provisional up to yesterday, the 23rd of February. We're standing at 6.7. That's an anomaly of 3 degrees above average. An exceptionally mild February in the CET zone. That's probably going to tick down a little bit towards the end of month. I imagine we're going to finish up somewhere around 6.4, 6.5, something like that. But it's going to be another very, very mild, exceptionally mild month. There's no doubt about that, even if we aimed it on a relatively cold round. Of course, that follows on from January at 6.4, which is 2.6 degrees above average. So a really, really mild couple of months edge for January and for February too, in what is a very, very, or has been, coming to an end now, of course, has been an exceptionally mild winter. These are the 500 millibar height anomaly flow charts from the Penn State University for the next week to 10 days. We've got the ECMWF on the top, and the GFS, which we'll have a look at in a moment, is on the bottom. So 500 millibars is an area in absolute high pressure and low pressure are being moved around by the jet stream. Red extrapolates high pressure, blue to low pressure. You can see what's going on. It's staying unsettled into the week to 10-day time frame, which takes us into the first week of March. It's staying unsettled with low pressure still in the North Atlantic, but also the low pressure is elongating through western parts of Europe. We're going on to the cold side of the jet stream, deep trough just there, and the jet stream therefore is doing something a little bit like that. We're placed onto the cold side of the jet, and as those areas of low pressure coming from off the Atlantic, in what is still a very unsettled weather pattern, because the air is going to be colder and we are placed on the cold side of the jet stream, there will be wintry potentially in there as well, so heavy rain and also the chance of snow potentially too. But GFS is very similar. So again, we've got lots of low pressure in the North Atlantic around here. Again, we're going on to the cold side of jet stream as we go to the end of February and into the first week of March. There's a ridge down here in the southwest. And that's where it's been all the way through winter, but it is a little bit displaced south of its typical position for this winter. And so it just looks very, very unsettled, really low pressure continuing to come in from the Atlantic. Will be further spells of rain, definitely. And with us going on to cold over jet, I think there's going to be an increasing risk of some snow as well as we come to the very end of February and into the beginning of March. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. Looking at Barrow in Furness today. Someone's asked me to have a look at Barrow in Furness. And by the way, if you would like to have your local town or city featured in this section of the video, then all you need to do is ask us either through our social media accounts, sort of Facebook, Twitter, that kind of thing. You can email us at gazweathers@gmail.com or ask us via the comment box at gazweathers.com. And we are always happy to feature your local town or city in this section of the video. Yeah, if you want to have your local town or city feature, then that's not a problem at all. I don't think we can go down to village level yet, but we can certainly show your local town or city. And by the way, there's a few snow pics that have come through as well on social media at gazweathers.com, so I'll probably show you those in a future video this week. Right, back to the ensemble. So the red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Barrow in Furness. And for today, away from Scotland anyway, we're having a mild day. Temperatures are above average. However, by tomorrow, going a little bit below average. And then temperatures generally in Cumbria quite cold as we move through to the end of the month. Bit of a tick up there towards the very end of the week, and then they drop down again. Overall, it looks like the upper air temperatures are trending colder than average once today is out of the way. It looks like we're going below average with the upper air temperatures for the very end of February and into the beginning of March. At the same time, lots of precipitation spikes. So this is today's deluge, rain, and of course in the far north there has been snow with that as well. I think the areas that had snow today, Scotland, North East England, pretty much as we forecast in Snow Watch on Saturday evening. So I'm quite happy with how Snow Watch came out. There was snow in other areas. Northern Ireland, other parts of Northern England had snow early in the morning, overnight and first thing. It went very quickly in those areas as we was anticipating, but further north, it stayed as snow for long. So I'm quite happy with how Snow Watch came out. But once that's out of the way, then we're going to like showery conditions through Tuesday and Wednesday. Those have wintry potential, definitely. Then at the end of the week into the weekend, got another deluge of rain and or snow possible. Friday through to Saturday. More about that in a moment. And then beyond that, just loads of precipitation spikes really through the first week of March. I mean, this is for Cumbria, so it's very close to the Irish Sea. It's going to be one of the wetter places in the country, but it's indicative, this, of many, many places, I think, that can expect to have plenty of rain through the first week of March. And with temperatures trending colder, not only rain, there will be the chance of snow in places as well. And the devil, of course, will be in the detail in determining where that rain-snow divide is. So it is going to prove quite a problematical period, this, for weather forecasters. But there we go, that's what our job is, so we're going to have to try and narrow down where that rain-snow divide is at the end of week into weekend, probably at times through next week as well. You notice about this thick green line that takes off with the upper air temperatures as we go to second week of March. That shows spring really setting up in the second week of March with today's 6 o'clock GFS operational run, that I'm going to show you in a moment. It looks like it's a bit of a synoptic outlier, the way it sort of takes off from that cold position there and just lifts off. So I think it's a little bit extreme in what it's doing, but maybe we'll see spring arriving through the second week of March. We shall have to wait and see about that. This is how temperature anomalies are looking for the 24th February to the 3rd of March. Unusually for this winter, hasn't happened very often, we're colder than average. Look at that. UK, Ireland, many parts of Scandinavia, particularly Norway and northern Sweden, as well as Iceland, all colder than average. Now, of course, Iceland has had a very cold winter because that's what happens when we have this kind of Atlantic-driven zone of winter. You tend to get it very cold around Greenland and Iceland. But Scandinavia has been really mild this winter. However, it looks like changes are on the way now, certainly for the week ahead for Scandinavia, for northern Sweden, for Norway. Denmark's still looking quite mild, but certainly Norway and northern parts of Sweden looking cold. And as we get towards UK and Ireland, yes, looking colder than average there, which we haven't been able to say very often at all through this winter. Precipitation anomalies from the 24th of February to the 3rd of March. Overall, a little bit wetter than average. It remains a really unsettled period. And of course, with temperatures going colder, that means that not only is there a chance of heavy rain, there's also going to be a chance of heavy snow as well. So let's have a look at the GFS 6 o'clock run starting on Thursday. Now on Thursday, we've got this little troublesome area of low pressure just here, still messing about trying to work out the exact track of that area of low pressure, but it could bring some rain, sleet or snow across parts of England and Wales on Thursday. That gets out of the way and we build up a little bit of a ridge. That could give us a cold, frosty night on Thursday night. The next low comes in on Friday. This one's further north. This low on Friday is further north. So I think with that, it's mainly rain. Probably so on the northern edge across Scotland. But I think that's mainly rain coming in on Friday. That pushes through during the course of Friday. Then we turn the wind back into the west-northwest, start to bring in colder air from the northwest. At the same time, there's another little system developing around here, this kink in the isobars just there. That's a developing area of low pressure that's coming in with this colder northwesterly wind during the course of Friday evening. And that does develop into an actual area of low pressure by the time we get through to 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. We've got this low pressure coming in across England and Wales. That is suggestive of heavy snow across quite a bit of England and Wales overnight Friday into Saturday. This is Saturday 29th of February, so wouldn't it be remarkable if we ended this exceptionally mild winter on the last day of it, 29th of February, with heavy snow, and that is definitely suggestive of the possibility, anyway, of that happening. Of course, that low pressure could be further south of that, and it may not even form at all. We're still quite a few days away from the weekend, so we just need to keep a close eye on what happens there. That gets out of the way, and we're left with this cold and showery northwesterly wind as we go into the first day of meteorological spring on Sunday. And then we're through into the first week of March, and low pressure continues coming off the Atlantic. This one further north, though, so this has got a big warm sector. Remember, the further north the low pressures are, the bigger the warm sector will be, generally. So this one would restrict any snow possibilities, probably to the far north of Scotland. And most places with that would be within a warm sector. Of course, there might be snow on the leading edge, but it's the sort of thing that would go back to rain until it pushes through, and then you start to bring the cold air back in from the northwest again. That's Wednesday the 4th of March, so in a cold and showery northwesterly wind again. Then let's have a look at day 10, which is actually the 5th of March. Sorry, I said day 10 was 4th March. Actually, day 10 is the 5th of March. And we're still in this cold and showery northwesterly wind. More low pressure rattles through as we go to the end of the first week of March, and then high pressure starts to ridge up from the southwest. We saw it on the ensemble graph. Temperatures at the very end of this GFS run lifting up a lot, and that spring arriving into the second week of March. As far as we can go today for GFS is Wednesday the 11th of March, and yes, winds then are from the southwest, so much milder, probably temperatures pushing up into mid-teens Celsius, and proper spring-like conditions for the second week of March. Second week of March. However, as we saw, that on the ensemble graph, that is probably an outlier, the way that it does that. So this is a precipitation type forecast from Weather Outlook based on that GFS run. Obviously we have the snow up in the north today, rain pushing across many parts of the country further south as well. Tonight we get rid of the persistent areas of rain and snow, but we have these wintry showers piling into the north and the west. That's a mix of rain, hail, sleet, snow, possibly some hail and thunder mixed in. Tomorrow those showers start to penetrate inland, so suggesting rain sort of the East Anglia, South East England, but definite chance of wintry showers for Wales, high ground of South West England, definitely for Northern Ireland, North Western England, and Western and South Western parts of Scotland. We may set up a little bit of a streamer through the Cheshire Gap tomorrow evening. That could bring some sort of wintry showers, maybe a bit of a dusting of snow through parts of the Midlands and into East Anglia. Just bad, I think, and a little bit of a streamer setting up through the Cheshire Gap. Wintry showers generally continuing around those western coasts as well. And then we go into Wednesday. Probably fewer showers on Wednesday, not as many of them, but they will still be around, and particularly so in the north and the west. Then that troublesome little area of low pressure comes in on Thursday. That's bringing rain to southern parts of the country. There is a suggestion of a bit of snow with that coming through parts of Wales, the Midlands, central southern England. I think the track of that is still to be determined. Notice heavy precipitation through the Channel and just over to northern France. So obviously if that heavy precipitation is a bit further northwards, that will bring a greater risk of some snow to southern parts of the country on Thursday. That's still one to watch Thursday. That gets out of the way. We're left with wintry showers in the north and west. Go dry, probably cold and frosty overnight Thursday into Friday. Then Friday we're bringing wet weather in from off the Atlantic. This flow's further north, so a much bigger warm sector means we're just talking about heavy rain for much of England and Wales on Friday. Probably still within enough cold air to turn it to snow across Scotland though. Then that gets out of the way. We go back into colder, showery west-northwestern winds again late on Friday. Then we've got this interesting situation developing on Friday night and into Saturday with that secondary area of low pressure deepening like mad and pushing in from the Atlantic across England and Wales. And we said it looked like it could be a snow event. That's what the 6 o'clock GFS run is showing for Saturday. It's the last day of February, 29th of February. Only happens once every 4 years, of course, that we get 29th of February. So it will certainly be one to remember this if it came off. Really heavy snow through southwest England, through Wales, into the Midlands. A proper old dump of snow there. That'll give 10 centimetres, 4 inches in places, and even into the east and southeast of the country through Saturday morning. That turns to heavy snow. That is a real snow event on the last day of the winter of 2019-2020. It may not verify. We won't know until around Wednesday how things are looking for the weekend, but certainly this GFS run anyway producing a snow event on Saturday across much of England and Wales. That gets out of the way for Saturday afternoon. We're left with lots of wintry showers piling into the north and west again, and they continue on into Sunday as well, first day of spring. Then into next week, the low pressures are further north, so we're bringing more in way of rain in from off the Atlantic, with snow primarily restricted up to the north. So, very interesting GFS run, to say the least. It's how the GEM, the Canadian model, is looking. Again, low pressure coming in off the Atlantic through Thursday. Track of that to be determined. That's Friday, so probably rather cold and showery on Friday. Into the weekend, there's an area of low pressure much further north with that low from Saturday through to Sunday, much further north compared to where the GFS has it. Means that there will be not really all that much snow away from the far north of the country. That's Monday, 2nd of March. Then the low pressure begin to take more of a southerly track type situation. And up to day 10, still looking unsettled. Low pressure just continues to drive in from off the Atlantic, bringing heavy rain for northern areas, perhaps some heavy snow too, and just generally quite wet and miserable conditions. That's the ECM. Further south with that low pressure for Thursday, it's going into Biscay, look. So we won't get any precipitation from that one on Thursday. That will go into central parts of France. via the Bay of Biscay. That's Friday. Again, on Friday, we're looking at another weather system coming in off the Atlantic. This allegation in the ice bars here probably just brings a band of rain. That takes us through to Saturday. It's midnight Saturday. So this is that developing area of low pressure just here, but the GFS turns into quite a significant low and produces a snow event with it across England and Wales on Saturday morning. So what the ECM does, it moves that low pressure a bit further north, so that probably brings rain to many parts of England and Wales. Risk of heavy snow with that, I would have thought. There's below there by midnight on Sunday. It's sort of in the North Sea, close to Denmark. So with that one, I think the risk of snow Saturday would be sort of northern England, Northern Ireland, southern Scotland. Further south, probably heavy rain and suggests a real gale force wind blowing across England and Wales again through Saturday. So it really is very, very much a case of watching this space, see how things develop with these areas of low pressure and where the snow risks are as we go through to the second half of the week and the weekend. That's Monday, 2nd of March. We're in a cold and showery northwesterly wind, then definitely cold enough wintry showers. That's how we look as we get to day 10. Overall, trying to get some higher pressure going close to the country, so it's gradually turning things a bit drier, but it would be quite cold and there'd be a risk of overnight frost and ice. This is the precipitation type forecast based on that ECM run. So we can see that for Northern England and Scotland, we've had heavy snow today, rain further south. Tonight, wintry showers into the north and the west. And then tomorrow, we have those wintry showers, perhaps penetrating a little bit further inland later in the afternoon and into the evening. Wednesday, the showers are more restricted to the northwest with quite a lot of dry weather. This is midnight Wednesday to Thursday. Further south with that precipitation area on Thursday, so that really misses us and goes in towards France. It just maybe clips into the south coast, but really that's impacting France. So Thursday is actually a dryish sort of day on the ECM solution with further wintry showers in the north and in the west too. Friday we bring wet weather in from off the Atlantic. Most of that's rain except in the far north, and then that little secondary area of low pressure developing for Saturday. Now, this is the one that the GFS 6 o'clock run turned into a snow event. Because it's further north with the centre below, sort of over Northern Ireland, means that much of England and Wales with this solution is in the warm sector with this low on Saturday. So this area is within a warm sector, so England and Wales just gets lots of heavy rain. There is a chance of snow further north, though, particularly through Scotland and possibly down to Northern England. That low could trend southwards, though. It could take a similar track to where the GFS 6 o'clock run has it. So it's going to be a case of watching this space. There will probably be a triple point on this low. So the triple point is where we have a warm sector, where we have like a cold sector, and we normally have an occlusion as well. And the heaviest precipitation, it's a bit different to that, but that's the broad idea. The heaviest precipitation is on the triple point, or tends to be on the triple point, and it tends to be on the northern side, northern western side of the triple point, that you get the greatest risk of snow. And because the low pressure of the triple point is quite a bit further north where the GFS has it, that means that it's Scotland that's getting the snow from that, rather than England and Wales. Remember, that's where our warm sector is going to be, and that's where our cold sector will be, and then here we're sort of in an occluded type cold sector. So that explains what's going on there. Then we get that low pressure out of the way. We're left with lots of snow showers packing into the northwest as we go into Sunday. First day of spring will be quite cold, and then we move up towards day 10 and the showers begin to ease off as pressure starts to rise a little bit. Still some showers around, some of them could be wintry, but things gradually beginning to go a little bit drier then as we get up towards day 10. These are the options on the table within the EC ensembles today for day 10, which is the 5th of March. We have 9 from the Icelandic Metals, by the way, as well. This have 19 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure over top of the country, and we're bringing in lots of unsettled conditions too. quite cold and unsettled with those. 17 with low pressure over country and just out to the west. That's going to be a very unsettled option as well. And then 15, including the control and operational run, a little bit more westerly based, starting to ease the low pressure off a little bit, and beginning to raise heights both to the south and to the northwest. Bat solution is trying to turn us a little bit drier by day 10, but generally the eastern ensemble still look very unsettled up to day 10. In 2 weeks' time, these options that we've got. So then we do see signs of a change. We've got, this is for the 10th of March, 19 members of the ECM ensembles are building up a ridge of high pressure very close to the country. That's settling things down and probably bringing an arrival of spring. Although some would say we've had spring throughout winter, of course. 19 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure continue to drive in from off the Atlantic. And then 13 with low pressure to our east, high pressure to the west. That's unsettled and is the coldest option as winds are coming in from the north. Very, very gradually within the shorter range output, we may be seeing signs of some higher pressure by the time we get through to the second week of March, which is where the longer range output has been going for quite some time. We may now be seeing those hints just starting to appear within the shorter range. We'll see about that, of course. Finally, CFSV2, these are 500 millibar heights broken down into week periods. The first week period takes from 24th February to the 1st of March. Coming week is cold and unsettled, low pressure through the country. We're on the cold side of the jet stream. So yes, unsettled and quite a cold week to come. Week 2 is the 2nd to the 8th of March. Again, low pressure in the North Atlantic, and we're still just about on the cold side of the jet stream there. So that's unsettled and potentially quite cold at times through the first week of March as well. All changed in week 3, which the CFS has been showing very consistently for several days now. This is the 9th to the 15th of March. The low pressure gets pushed up to Greenland, Iceland. The ridge builds over the UK and Northern Europe. The jet stream gets shoved northwards, and so that's going much drier and also a lot milder as well. Winds are coming up from the southwest with that, so spring arrives there by the middle of March. And then we go through to week 4, which is the 16th to the 22nd of March, with above average heights very close to the country, below average heights up to the north, and still a continuation of much drier conditions compared to what we've had this winter, and very mild weather as well. Definite taste of spring for the middle part of March. So the CFS has been very consistent about that, and it still is. Spring arriving through the second week of March, but before that we've got a lot of unsettled and increasingly cold weather to get through as we come towards the end of February and the beginning of March. And there is the chance with this that we could see some quite significant snow in some places. Obviously there's going to be a rain-snow divide, and working out where that rain-snow divide is will be determined by the track of the low pressures, and we're just going to that's going to keep us on our toes. We're just going to have to firm up on the track of those lows. But we're coming to the end of this exceptionally mild winter, and from a cold and wintry snow perspective, we're definitely going into the most interesting phase of the winter that we've had. Right, so that's it for the video for today. Tomorrow we'll have the ECMWF 30-day look ahead and another week's 10-day update. May do snow watch as well. So we'll keep you informed about what's happening. Keep checking back to the channel and also galswebbies.com. But 28 minutes, so that's all for now, and thanks for watching.